Ladies and gentlemen, our special guest tonight is Therese Cook. Therese was transported by the helicopter after a terrible accident on the New England highway several years ago. It's because of this incident and many other challenging situations that Theresa has had to face in her life that she's here tonight to speak about how she has used those experiences and made others benefit. I'd like you to make her feel welcome now, and certainly make her feel welcome not only with your applause but also with your silence would be delightful. Please welcome the gorgeous Therese Cook.
Imagine you're fading in and out of consciousness. There's a nurse holding your hand and she's saying to you, "You're going to be all right. Try to stay awake. We are going to get you out of here soon. You will be okay. Keep breathing. You're passing in and out of consciousness. You're trapped in a mangled wreck. Then you hear the magical sound of the Westpac Rescue Helicopter in the distance, and you know it's coming to get you." On the 5th of December 2003, that was me. I had left my home in Sydney earlier that day with my husband and our 11-year-old daughter, Nicole. We were going on a short holiday stay to Armidale in northern New South Wales. We never made it. In fact, my husband, our daughter Nicole and I ended up in Tamworth Base Hospital. And Nicole never left. She died there. 3 months later, my husband and I arrived home in wheelchairs and without our Nicole. I'm standing here tonight, testimony to the life-saving and quality service that the Westpac Rescue Helicopter provides. Without this service, I would not be here with you tonight, and neither would my husband. I've learnt it's not what happens to you, but what you do about it that matters the most. I would like to read to you a short excerpt from my newly published book, written by one of my rescuers, Teresa Wood from Gunnedah. She writes, "Teresa's consciousness waxed and waned in that excruciatingly long 45 minutes. I held her hand, steadied her neck, and prayed for her and willed her to hold on a little longer and live. Emergency personnel arrived in what seemed to be like a reverse order of usefulness. Police, tow truck, fire engine, SES, and finally the lights of the ambulance mounted the hill and came to rest beside us. What a relief to at last have a decent supply of first aid equipment and skilled hands to take over. Then at last, the Westpac Rescue Helicopter arrived. Never have I seen a more beautiful bird flying in the air. We are all here tonight to support the tremendous work done by the Westpac Rescue Helicopter Service, a service that by its very nature is only needed in a crisis and an emergency. And I have come to know that long after the sound of the helicopter that landed me at Tamworth Base Hospital disappeared, months and years later, that it's not what happens to you, but what you do about it that matters the most. The things that I have done to get myself back on track are setting silly little goals, like the goal to be able to walk to my letterbox and collect the mail, which took me 8.5 months to do. It's not what happens to you, but what you do about it that matters the most. I'd been talking well before the accident and after about writing a book, and I had made a promise to my daughter Nicole to do it. And so finding the courage and support to write a book about my journey is something that I've done since the accident. You see, it's not what happens to you, but what you do about it that matters the most. Tonight we are here to fundraise for the Westpac Rescue Helicopter, and what I'd like to say is thank you for giving me the opportunity to live my life, because every day I wake up and I count my lucky stars and I thank God that there is a Westpac Rescue Helicopter Service and the beautiful people that support it to be in the air every single day. And that landed me at the Tamworth Base Hospital 2,086 days ago. You see, it's not what happens to you, but it's what you do about it that matters the most. So now, I'm a professional speaker and I regularly speak in front of audiences of hundreds of people. This is my first of 1,400 and a goal that has come to pass. Thank you. I have a business in developing leaders in business through executive coaching and leadership development. And I say to you all here that the same woman who struggled for 8.5 months to get to the letterbox to get her mail is the same woman standing in front of you tonight. And remember, it's not what happens to you, but what you do about it that matters the most.